Renovation is all about decisions. So this week, today's homeowner is digging into the 5 biggest decisions you'll have to make in renovating your kitchen. If you stick around, you might learn something. If you don't, you'll never know. Kitchen remodeling has always been one of the most popular home improvement projects. And when you walk into a really nice kitchen showroom like this, you might be a little overwhelmed by all of the options that are available these days. Well, this week we're going to look at the top 5 decisions you'll have to make before you remodel your kitchen. They include cabinets, flooring, appliances, countertops, and fixtures. Now we're going to start with cabinets, and I asked my friend and kitchen designer Cheryl Keys Clendenin to give us some input throughout the show based on her experience in remodeling and designing a lot of kitchens. Now she really knows her stuff. We've worked on a number of different projects with her, and she's not afraid to tell it to you straight.
The single most important thing to consider when redesigning your kitchen today is function and layout. The function and layout of most kitchens today is dated. It may be 20, 30, 40 years old, but we don't live that way anymore. Our lifestyles have changed with different types of families and whatnot. You have different needs. And most people think that maybe just cosmetically updating it will be okay. I have clients that say that all the time that want to reface. Well, refacing is expensive and it doesn't address the core needs of a kitchen design, which is the function and layout. That's what we work on first, then we get to the pretty part.
If you're planning a major kitchen renovation where you hope to improve the functionality of the room, it may be worth your while to involve or at least consult a kitchen designer like Cheryl. Often people only see their jobs as pertaining to the decorating aspects of the project, but the real value of a kitchen designer lies in their ability to organize the space and make it work for the people who will be using it. Sure, they can offer some great ideas for selecting the door design or finish of a cabinet, but their greatest contribution is more likely to be helping you decide whether you need an island or a peninsula, what height it should be, or whether it should include any type of seating. Then they can help you find the right cabinet to fit your needs, which brings up another important aspect of this decision. Do you hire a local custom cabinet maker or buy manufactured cabinets?
I've been building custom cabinets for about 25 years. Yeah, I'm that old. But a lot of people seem to think that they're going to give up quality by choosing a manufactured cabinet. They think that the material inside some manufactured cabinets is particle board. Well, let's take a moment and find out exactly what it is you're buying. Pull a prefab cabinet off the shelf of any discount warehouse and chances are good it's probably glorified particle board. That's okay for your workshop, but don't put that in your kitchen. When you order manufactured cabinets that are from the home center or a kitchen showroom that are built specifically for your kitchen design, typically you're going to have 3 construction options. The basic line uses furniture board, and this is the stuff that looks like particle board, but this is made with a polyurethane resin. That holds the particles together, giving you a strong, waterproof board that in some ways is superior to plywood. Now, as good as this is, I personally don't like the look on a visible end panel. So for that, step up to the mid-grade, which is the same furniture board and a wood veneer. Same quality, but that true wood look and feel. Top of the line is going to be your solid plywood. The important thing to remember when purchasing manufactured cabinets is to use a company that has a good reputation, and don't be afraid to ask about the quality of their furniture board.
As Alan mentioned, you don't have to compromise on quality when you're using manufactured cabinets. Of course, there's several different levels of cabinetry, from the basic type to mid-level to high-end, and you can spend just about the whole budget on cabinetry if you're not careful. But here's an idea. Go with the mid-level cabinets and then add a lot of the accessories that are available so that you can really customize it exactly the way you want it to look and want it to function. Now, balance panels like that can be added, and also a lot of organizational accessories like pull-out trays and tilt-outs. That can really help maximize all the space you have in your kitchen. Well, that's one decision, cabinetry, but we have 2 through 5 to cover, and we'll get to that right after Joe's simple solution where he has a trick for your cabinets.
Well, here I am in the kitchen again with another simple solution for storage. One of the biggest challenges in the kitchen is sometimes storing the smallest items, specifically spices, which come in these little cans and bottles. Now, some kitchens have special racks and drawers for spices, but if yours does not, you can try this. This works really well. I went to the home center and I bought this expandable curtain rod. This is a spring-loaded rod. This one, they come in various sizes. This one expands from 18 to 24 inches, 28 inches actually, which is perfect for the inside of most cabinets. So you just expand it till it's about maybe 3/4 of an inch wider than the inside of the cabinet. Then just wedge it in place. The spring will compress so you can really get it in there tight. And then you'll have to experiment how far off the back wall and the height, but it's usually about 2 inches off the wall. And that allows you to just perch your spices right there. Isn't that great? And you have the labels facing out so you can easily see them. Now, the other thing I like about this tip is that this is typically dead space that you wouldn't be using for anything else.
This week we're looking at the top 5 kitchen decisions you'll need to make if you're remodeling your kitchen. Now, we've already looked at cabinetry. Number 2, choosing the right flooring. Now, it used to be when you chose your kitchen floor, all you had to choose is what color vinyl and what kind of pattern you wanted on your vinyl floor. Nowadays, there's a lot more options.
I think today the most popular option is porcelain tile. And rectified porcelain tile, if you like that look, because there's less grout lines, and grout's always something that bothers people. But there's options in porcelain that there never was before in odd sizes, like a 24 by 24. This is a 17 by 26. This is an 18 by 18. These are all porcelain and all offer a different look and different price points too. So you can get really good porcelain floor. Stone is still popular, but there's a lot of upkeep with stone. And porcelain, there is not. Hardwood floors will always be popular. They are traditional, classic, but again, there's more upkeep. The good thing about hardwood floors is they're a little softer on your back when you're standing for long periods of time.
You know, when it comes to your kitchen floor, I personally prefer tile. So, you know, Cheryl was talking to you about the different sizes that are available. And you know, you can take those different sizes and kind of work them to your advantage and create a nice pattern or design in your room. Now, if you have a really small kitchen, a good idea is to take actually a larger piece of tile, like an 18 or even a 24 inch, and what you want to do is turn it on the diagonal from where you would enter into the room, because you don't want to just have your plain, you know, squares meeting you. It just kind of looks very boring. Now, these are some 12-inch tiles, and I like this because we do have it set on a diagonal. Let's just say you are entering from your living room into your kitchen this way. You're going to be met with a diamond pattern. You can take that a step further and actually create little dots. You can actually buy the individual dots or create them yourself to put in the middle of this. Just remember, you are going to have more cuts to create this effect. You can also take a different color tile, like say the black, to accent here on the edge, and create a border to go all the way around the perimeter of your room, and then start filling in with your field tiles. But again, if you do that, you set these on the diagonal, you're gonna have more cuts to create your effect. And obviously more cuts means more time, more waste, and if you're paying someone to do this, it might cost you a little more money. So you can see you've got many different options when it comes to designing and laying out your tile. Just use a little bit of street smarts, take your time, lay it out right, and you'll love it.
Okay, you have your cabinet selected to put all your stuff in. You have your floor selected so that you can walk on it, but a kitchen, after all, is all about cooking. So the number 3 decision you'll need to make is choosing the right appliances. Now, that used to be fairly easy, because used to be all you had to worry about is whether or not you wanted avocado or Harvest Gold finish, but things again have changed a lot.
When it comes to appliances, it all comes down to budget, really. It's a budget question. There's always the basic appliances, like for example, white. I don't like white. I don't like the dimples. I never have liked the dimples. In one of my own houses, I put plexiglass panels over a black dimpled refrigerator just to hide it, and it gave it a much sleeker look. But you know, stainless steel is always going to reign supreme. It works really well in all situations, high end, low end. I think the budget has to be really considered with appliances, because how many of us really are gourmet cooks? I mean, be truthful. And I would hate to see someone sacrifice in other areas of the kitchen to buy that $6,000 range, when really probably a $1,200 one might work just great for them. It just really depends. I will give you a secret: to keep your stainless steel clean and looking good, use just a little bit of baby oil and a soft cloth, and that works great, better than any of those fancy, expensive cleaners you might buy at the grocery store.
Okay, so I'm not a gourmet chef. I admit that. Still, I would love to have a $6,000 range. My motto is deck out the kitchen the very best you can. All right, most of us do work on a budget, so here's some things to think about when you're choosing appliances. Most serious chefs really do like gas. You may not have that option. For electric, consider convection ovens. I've even seen combination microwave convection ovens. For refrigerators, it comes down to how many cubic feet can you get and the door design, whether it's freezer on top, freezer on bottom, side-by-side, French door design. Now, I will say this. Side-by-sides are easier to organize, but some of the freezer compartments are rather narrow, so if you're in the habit of buying really big food, like frozen turkeys or pizza, you may want to consider a different design. And of course, always look for energy-efficient models for all of your appliances. Hey, since we're here, let's check in with Jody. She's got a great kitchen addition in this week's Best New Product.
Well, since this week's show is all about the kitchen, might as well keep that theme running through into our best new product. And we've got one right here. Now, this is a kitchen faucet made by American Standard. And you know what? It looks like it is a pretty standard faucet. You've got the control over here to turn it on and then adjust the hot and the cold so you can get the right temperature. Again, it's got a pull-down spray head that you can have a sprayer or just a steady stream of water. But the one thing that I like about this particular faucet is look at this button right here. This is a pause button, so that if you're washing your dishes or your pots and your pans, you can pause the water, and instead of having to turn it on and off back over here at this handle, I just press the button again and my water is flowing nice and easy through there. It's got a ceramic disc cartridge, which makes it virtually maintenance and drip free. You know, other faucets that have these features, you could pay upwards of $300. But what I like about this faucet is it's very economical and it is a great value for the money.
This week we're looking at the top 5 kitchen decisions that you'll need to make if you've decided to remodel what is probably the busiest room in your house. Now, we've already looked at the first 3, and that's the cabinets, flooring, and appliances. Now, the 4th decision is one that'll make one of the biggest visual impacts in your kitchen remodel, and that's countertops. Now, this is an opportunity for you to really let your personality and the personality of your kitchen really shine through. Now, there's all kinds of materials being used for countertops these days, and in some cases, 2 different types of materials in the same kitchen.
If you're thinking about mixing countertop materials, make sure it's right for the design. Too often people come in with magazine articles and things that they've read and collected over the years, and sometimes even their taste changes a little bit and they don't go back and cull through these magazine pictures, and they want to do it all. They want stainless steel, they want quartz, but no, they love granite. But I really like that white marble that's classic and that sort of thing. You want to make sure it's right for the design. It can be done, but it needs to be done cautiously. We have a job now where we're mixing 3 different materials. We're talking about Calcutta gold marble on the island. We're talking about a silestone Amazon leather on the perimeter cabinets, tying in the backsplash with, again, Calcutta gold tile. And then we're doing a table top part of the island that's going to be Wingay wood. Okay, now all 3 of these, work really well together, and the cabinets are very subtle, and that's the key here, is the cabinets don't have a lot of textural feeling to them. They're very subtle, very clean, and it works really well in this particular situation.
Of course, the look of the countertop is only one of the factors you'll consider when you're making these decisions. For most of us, price also plays an important role. On the low end, plastic laminate is the easy choice, especially since it's now available in patterns that do a great job of mimicking natural stone. If you're a do-it-yourselfer, ceramic tile can be inexpensive as well, but you'll have to keep the grout lines nice and clean. Speaking of maintenance, natural stone is one of the most popular high-end choices, specifically granite, but it too requires some attention since it has to be sealed every couple years to prevent stains. This isn't a difficult process, but it is the price you pay to protect the natural beauty of a porous stone. Man-made quartz materials are similarly priced, but don't require any sealing. The number 5 kitchen decision you'll need to make is all about making your kitchen work, and that's selecting the right plumbing fixtures and lighting fixtures. Now, you've probably figured out by now, our designer Cheryl has an opinion on just about every aspect of the kitchen, and lighting is no different.
The best type of lighting for your kitchen depends on the use. I like to use under cabinet lighting for task lighting. This is one of the new products out. It's called an LED ruler. It gives off great light. It's very slim, as you see. It works really, really well, and it can be hardwired or work with a transformer. There is general lighting, which you might use recessed cans or ceiling fixtures, depending on the size of your kitchen, and also ambient lighting, which might be pendant lighting, sconces, wall sconces, that sort of thing. It depends on how you're going to use it in the layout, general layout of the kitchen in terms of what works best for you. But my philosophy is that you light the kitchen well. As we age, we need more and more light, and I think it's one of the first mistakes that people make when they design a kitchen is to not light it well. So my rule of thumb is you light it well, you switch it differently, and you put everything on dimmers.
Cheryl talked about light fixtures. Now I think the other half of that fixture equation are faucets. And when it comes to the kitchen, you've got a lot of decisions to make. You've got bone, white, black, stainless steel, bronze, chrome, you've got brass. Those are just the finishes. Whew. A lot more decisions though, right, Jody?
Deep breaths, Alan. Deep breaths.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're right, because different faucets have different features. So you can decide whether you want a single lever. Do you also want to have just two handles like this one has right here? Do you want the sprayer on the side? Or do you want the sprayer to come out in the body of the faucet? Do you want a soap dispenser with yours? Oh, look what you did. So you've got a lot of different features to choose from. And you know, earlier in the Best New Product, I talked about where there was a pause button on that faucet. I like that too, but look at this one right here. On this particular sprayer, you can go from a spray to a steady stream, but you can also control the volume of water that comes out. So you're right, there are a lot of different features, but my number one thing is color choice finish, and I like the oil rubbed bronze.
Yeah, not bad.
What
But
do you think?
I don't think you can ever go wrong with chrome.
No, bronze.
Chrome.
It's bronze, it's new, it's hip.
Chrome, I
no,
don't care.
Bronze.
Classic
I tell you what, I
chrome.
got it. Green.
Oh, nice segue. Here's Danny with Thinking Green.
Okay, I was just getting ready to make dinner. Let's see, salt, pepper, pesticides, growth hormones, and artificial coloring. Okay, that's a little extreme, but brings up a really good point. Thinking green means getting rid of as many unnecessary chemicals as possible, and unfortunately, many foods still are undergoing processes like chemical ripening and genetic modification. That's why a gradual movement toward organic foods would be a smart move. Look for products that have an approved certified organic label on them, but even certified foods may not be 100% organic. In the U.S., processed organic foods must have at least 95% organic ingredients. That means up to 5% can still be artificial additives. Either way, you still can't go wrong with an organic diet. And organic or not, be sure to thoroughly wash any fruits or vegetables before eating. This week we've been mapping out the top 5 decisions you'll have to make in renovating your kitchen. Number 1, you'll start with a cabinet plan and a style that suits your needs and your taste. Number 2, find a floor that works so you don't have to. Number 3, get what you need in your appliances, no more, no less. Number 4, choose countertops that you love and know what it takes to keep them looking good. And finally, number 5, pick fixtures that complement the other stuff and make your life easier. Okay, don't get me wrong, I realize there's more than just 5 decisions that have to be made when you're remodeling your kitchen, but if you make these major decisions, then the smaller ones will fall right into place. Now, it's very important to remember to order everything well in advance of having the center of your family life torn apart, because you want to make sure it all goes back together as quick as possible. Hey, thanks for being with us here on today's Homeowner. We'll see you next week. No one has enough storage, so make sure you're here next week as we uncover some great new ways to maximize it all over the house. I don't think I've ever done anything like this before. That's almost as bad as speaking. Cabinets, floors,